The coldest village on Earth. I got facial paralysis, couldn't speak. Negative 71 Celsius, negative 96 Fahrenheit. Let's watch.
A frozen wolf. If you don't move, you freeze.
That can't
Imagine
be real,
a
bro.
village where temperatures drop as low as minus 71.2 degrees Celsius. Here, spending just a few extra minutes outside can lead to frostbite, the loss of a limb, or even
He's cooked. I have been stuck in blizzards before. Never has this happened to my face, bro. He's cooked.
of life.
Is it frostbite?
After staying outside
Bro,
for
go
just
back
over
inside,
15 minutes,
bro.
my nose turned white. Ice crystals began forming inside the cells, and the tissue started to die. If I had stayed out 5 minutes longer, my nose would have suffered permanent tissue damage.
When people breathed outdoors, it would sound like dry grass rustling behind them. That was the sound of warm breath turning into tiny ice crystals.
I'm in the coldest inhabited place on Earth, at the coldest time of the year. This
Who
is
lives
Oymyakon.
here?
Just to stay alive, I'm wearing more than 20 layers of clothing, weighing nearly 14 kilos. Stepping outside from a warm 30 degrees Celsius home means facing a temperature drop of over 100 degrees. That's why I'm also wearing gloves, boots, pants, and a coat, all made from reindeer fur. And even that's not enough. And now I'm about to...
Nah! Bro put on 6 layers and still got paralysis. First of all, how the fuck does the water even make it to the house? Would it not just freeze?
to show you what life is like when simply going outside becomes a battle for survival.
20 layers?
Within seconds outside, ice crystals start forming on the eyelashes and the skin starts to sting. The village feels like it's been abandoned.
The cold burned my finger.
The cold...
Yo, I'm a Canadian. I'm Canadian, bro. I've seen shit. I have never seen this. I haven't even seen anything close to this, I'll be honest with you, bro. This is the first minute.
The cold doesn't just affect people and wild animals. It stops everything from...
What the fuck? Did he just pick up a bunny?
And wild animal.
Bro, I thought that was snow! Okay. Animals have no fear up here in Russia, my nigga. I didn't know. On God, I didn't know. On God, I did not know.
It stops everything from functioning. Phones don't work properly and often shut down. Cars left outside freeze in just a few hours. Since the ground is always frozen, no fruits or vegetables can grow here. We boarded a plane in Moscow, flying east for 7 hours to Yakutsk. From there, we covered an 18-hour, 900-kilometer road trip. It's 2 a.m. and we finally arrived at the coldest village in the world. The thermometer reads minus 60.5 degrees Celsius. When we stepped out of the car, it felt like we were on another planet. The hairs in our nose were frozen.
Chat, if I wasn't a streamer and I was a YouTuber, I'd want to do what he does. I swear to God. His videos are too tough, bro. He does shit that like I didn't even see before. Like, who thinks of this? Like, going into the world's deepest cave? Is this nigga crazy?
And we felt them prick with every breath.
Every idea of his is crazier than the last idea.
The dry air makes us cough uncontrollably. Oymyakon is home to around 800 people, spread across 1.5 square kilometers.
That actually looks like a wholesome ass
anyone
village,
else
bro.
outside is almost impossible, as if time itself is frozen in this place.
It's really cold. We are walking for about 15 minutes. As you see my friend.
Hey, if this is Earth, chat, imagine Mars.
Another ice
Niggas talking about I want to go to Mars. You know how far away that is from the sun? Good luck, bro. If you don't like this vibe right here, don't go to Mars, my nigga.
On his upper lip.
Oymyakon, our land surrounded by mountains.
Unless
It's
you hit the
brutally
equator,
cold
actually.
here. The temperature drops to minus 63 degrees Celsius or even minus 64 degrees Celsius. Because Oymyakon is
Mars
located...
is hot? Say swear. Nigga, this is the... Nigga, is this hot to you? Negative 62 degrees Celsius, bro. That's the temperature he's in right now.
in a basin.
Mars good mud.
There's hardly any wind. The cold just settles in and stays.
In this region, the ground stays frozen all year round. This layer of frozen earth is called permafrost, and it can reach hundreds of meters
You
deep.
are
To survive the
lying.
cold,
That's
frozen
not
earth
the
is called
ground,
permafrost,
bro.
and it can reach hundreds of meters deep. To survive the cold, the villagers built a central heating system. A single coal-powered boiler sends heat to most homes through pipes. The system must run non-stop. Even a short failure puts everyone at risk. The interiors of the houses differ from traditional village homes. Heating pipes connected to the central boiler run through the rooms to keep the houses warm. To build on the frozen ground, thick wooden beams are first laid down to create a flat base. Then, the main logs go on top. A 30-centimeter thick subfloor is added, followed by insulation, and finally, the finishing floor. Each wall is made of 7 layered materials. There's wood on the outside, then basalt wool as the main insulation barrier, then plaster, mesh, foam insulation, another layer of plaster, and finally, a wooden panel inside. The windows are triple glazed, forming a vital barrier against the bone-chilling temperatures, and the attic is insulated with sawdust and soil. Combined with a stove or heating system, this setup keeps the residents warm. In nearly every building,
he has
the
to
entrance
interview
room
one
is
of these
intentionally
niggas,
left
like, why?
unheated.
We freeze everything in the front room.
Look at this refrigerator. Natural.
Myself,
Here,
welcome
I
back,
have frozen milk and frozen meat that I store in the cold.
As you can see, these first 2 rooms at the entrance used for storage.
Nigga, the room is naturally a freezer. Oh my god, that's frozen meat sitting outside.
And as a refrigerator,
These unheated rooms also serve as a buffer against the freezing cold.
you can see ice and snow covering the interior of the room.
There's snow?
And the ceiling.
In Ormyakon, the day begins early. Yevdokia is already at the barn. Cattle farmers here wrap a cloth around the cow's udder to protect the sensitive tissue from frostbite and to keep it clean.
The udder isn't at risk of freezing anymore, but once the
Yo, the Bill, thank you for the 10 gifted subs, Bill. Appreciate that. You don't want the cow titty to freeze up. That's good strats right there. Last thing you want, now you don't have milk anymore. Appreciate you, Bill.
milk starts flowing, we have to be careful.
Because of the extreme cold in Ormyakon, no water pipes run to the buildings. They would freeze almost instantly. The cows must step out into the cold every morning and make their way to the river to drink.
I know they hate this
One
part
by
of the day.
one, they step into an icy hell, moving quickly, knowing they must return before the cold becomes
Where they
too
going?
harsh. Their hair became crusted with ice almost immediately.
Oh, I know they're
Part of
cold
the
in that
river is
water.
not frozen because it is
Fucking
coming
ice
fresh
plunge.
from the mountain. Underground spring water meets with river and keeps this part of the river unfrozen.
Then all of a sudden, my whole face went numb. I couldn't move the muscle on the left side, like I was having facial paralysis.
Like you.
When my nose started freezing, Yevdokia noticed right away.
Hey, get back inside, nigga. Damn. Go back inside, nigga. Who the fuck did you think you was, bro? Come on, even the lady that live here got a fucking face mask on. This nigga thought he was Superman. Nigga said you good, mud. Yeah.
Я тебе дам что-то.
Hey.
Frostbite?
Я
The cold shrinks the blood vessels and eventually reduces blood circulation.
Nah,
Without enough
his lips
warmth,
need some
water inside
tone,
each cell
bitch.
freezes into ice crystals, causing the cells to rupture and triggering a stabbing pain and tissue to die.
надо закрыть.
You should cover your face like this.
Закрыли бы вот так. Конечно.
While covering your face. Be careful, or it might turn black.
From this point on, until the end of the documentary shoot, I won't be able to stay outside for more than 10 minutes at a time, or my already frostbitten
I feel like they
nose
should have
could
told
get
him that
even
was a
worse.
risk.
But as the documentary progresses and the temperatures drop even further, we'll be pushing our limits to show you what survival here truly demands.
Вот, ребят,
Here is the cure.
вот здесь.
This
What
is
is that?
aloe and just
Bro,
alcohol.
bring him
Так,
inside.
держите.
You soak it like this and apply it to the area that's frozen.
И вот
And don't
так
rub it,
делать,
okay?
а то там
Otherwise, you'll damage the vessels in the capillaries, and it'll lead to sores.
Then Yevdokia
Why can I see the veins in her face?
began her daily chores by hanging freshly washed clothes in the yard. Within just minutes, they completely froze
What's the
solid.
science behind that?
Clothes are completely frozen. My hands are freezing.
So do you mean to tell me the solution for him freezing is not going inside? Bro, what does he do? I feel like this is, I don't know, bro.
After that, she headed into the barn to milk the cows.
I keep Yakut cows because they produce really high quality milk. The fat content can
We
reach
don't need to
7 to
close up
8%.
As you can see, there are some ice and snow covering the ceiling, but here is warm. The sides are also covered in snow. You can see some droplets from the ceiling. That is because of the humidity.
The air is thick with the smell of hay, warm milk, and livestock.
Now we are going to meet a horse master.
Nah, those cows look
We're
like
about to
rough
see
life.
the wild Yakutian horses in their natural habitat.
Mikhail,
Ruhi.
here are the
Aura. Oh my god, bro. This first of all, this horse is like 2 minutes away from death. I can feel it. But boy, does he have some fucking aura right now. Oh, ain't this some like Elden Ring shit? Alright, the nigga that said Duke as a horse, go ahead, time that nigga out. Extra glaze.
Yakut horses. The conditions here are so harsh that only they have been able to adapt.
What is the temperature today?
It's somewhere around minus 50 degrees Celsius here. It's also hard to be outside for a long time. We have a system of fences in the open area. They mostly graze freely.
These Yakutian
Are those
horses
ponies?
don't need
Yeah,
heated
what is that?
shelters, as they can endure minus 70 degrees Celsius outdoors, day and night.
Unlike regular horses,
Minus 70 degrees Celsius
Am I tripping or is it ice on this nigga eyeball right now?
outdoors, day and night.
unlike regular horses, they are short. This also helps them to stay outside during winters because short body
couldn't
means
blink if
it
he
can
wanted to.
radiate heat to a smaller area. Their body looks very puffy, very rich in fat and round. This is because of their thick fur. And also their horseshoes are very tall, allowing them to stand
Stop
on
fat
the
shaming.
freezing ground very
It's not,
long
bro,
time.
it's not fat shaming to call a fat nigga fat. The donkey or whatever that is, whatever species whatever it identifies as, is fat. Okay, y'all call me fat all the time. That's not being fat phobic, bro. Now, if you say some hateful shit about fat donkeys, that's different. You get what I'm saying?
They're not captured. They just
It's a
eat
horse?
fat here.
No, it isn't.
Their body means food. This is horse meat. They eat it here. As you can see, it got a lot of fat. This is one packet, a packet of a horse meat. This was ordered and it's going to be sold.
This large pile of hay has been stored since summer. It's the main food
can't do
supply
that!
for horses during winter. Mikhail offered us a taste of his horse's meat and liver, which is only eaten raw and frozen in this region.
Raw horse
Who the
meat.
fuck is eating
It's
raw
full of
horse
vitamins
meat?
and good stuff.
Where is Nando's,
We don't have
nigga?
fruit or vegetables here. We get our vitamins from meat.
Tastes like ice. I can't feel the taste of it because it is frozen.
This is the liver.
In Oymyakon, daylight lasts only about
Okay, don't eat either, but definitely, you shouldn't even be in a 2-kilometer radius of one of these, bro. Don't do it, bro.
4.5 hours in January. It's 3 p.m. now. As darkness falls, we're calling it a day. Before cars, animals like horses, cattle, and of course reindeer were used for transportation.
Jerky is horse jerky, nigga.
Reindeers are very important in this region, not just for transportation, but also for its meat, skin, and also milk.
About half a kilometer beyond the village center, frozen forest of Oymyakon begin. In this village, most people herd animals for a living, but for those like Yvonne, hunting becomes the main source of income.
I am a man of the forest. These lands are my hunting grounds, and here is my tent. My
I think
home.
they give him a Texas voice.
He's making fire now. We need this fire because it is too hot here.
We must walk on the paths. The ice underneath is thin.
We made our way to the frozen river to check the fishing net he had set the day before. Yvonne warned our cameraman just in time. He was about to step onto a cracked patch of ice. One wrong step could cause him to fall into the water.
Oh, hey!
And get wet.
In the winter, when it was just as cold, my dad was out riding his horse in the woods. He fell through the ice and started freezing right away. Realizing that there was no warm shelter nearby and no chance of rescue, he made the decision to shoot himself.
That's enough of a reason for me to move my whole family to Moscow. We don't have no business up here. As soon as niggas start killing themselves because it's better than being in frozen water, that's enough, bro. I've seen enough, all right? Such thing as tradition and culture. I'm gonna bring my culture and tradition down to Moscow, bro. I just can't be here no more. Simple as that, bro. That's tragic. And the fact that at any point the ice can crack and this nigga could be next, bro, look at his mustache. How is that possible?
Avoid a slow, painful death.
Oh, someone special.
Nah, the cameraman is too close. Back up.
Our gear was already struggling to work in this temperature. And now, this frozen lens is useless, and we'll have to give up on it. To get the net, he's removing the ice from the hole using a small shovel. The fish remained alive for only a few seconds after touching the freezing air.
Water was warm, but now on the surface, this fish is shocked. It's completely frozen.
To make it easier to cut, he's warming the frozen fish by rubbing it with his hands. He's carefully slicing it into thin pieces.
Frozen and raw
That's good
wild
protein,
fish. When it's
Chad.
frozen, you feel like you're just eating an ice.
They're gonna eat
You
it
should
like
eat
that.
with salt. Fish are loaded with vitamins in the winter.
Inside the tent, it's warm, but as you see, the outer part is completely frozen. He's feeding the fire and sharing some of the fish to nature.
O Spirit of nature,
doing
accept
what?
our gift. Bless us with a successful hunt and grace us with the abundance of your land.
According to his shamanic belief, he must keep the spirit of the hunt satisfied, or next time, he might come up empty. We're heading
This nigga getting taxed by a spirit?
into the wilderness. Yvonne wants to hunt something big. Looks like
Especially
something's
'cause
been
there's not
through
that
here.
much food
There are
up there, bro.
footprints and little patches of urine
I know that
left
shit
behind.
gotta hurt. That shit gotta hurt.
Look, roe deer tracks.
We're getting close.
Because I stayed out in the cold for more than 10 minutes, I've started to feel numbness in my nose again. I have to be more careful.
I don't feel my nostrils.
W Mans for trying to keep his nose warm.
From that side, it ran towards the forest.
Bro,
That's where I'll
get a
set the
mask,
trap.
bro.
He hopes to catch a large animal.
It's the whole purpose of a ski. Is that a bear
The
trap?
hunter knows the animal follows this. A large animal. The hunter knows the animal follows the same path every day, so he's placing the trap along his daily route. He's covering the trap with snow. He's using a dog's tail to remove the traces smoothly. We'll return to this spot later to see what he catches. But first, Yvonne...
Okay, there's a lot of land here. What if your man's is just fucking going for his daily walk trying to get his 10,000 steps in and he steps on a bear trap? Oh, you guys are more focused on the dog's tail? They eat frozen horse meat, bro. Like, okay, they have to do whatever they need to do to survive in this environment, obviously, bro. Like, if I was here, I'm not gonna lie, and a dog tail was gonna make me a little more comfortable, I'm gonna get me a dog tail. As we saw earlier, there was a frozen wolf at the 1 second mark of this video. It was probably a frozen dog. They just took the tail, my nigga.
wants to check the trap he set yesterday. He scans the snowy landscape carefully.
Everything here is like a book to me. When the snow falls, I track how many animals there are by their footprints. I already know how many animals live in this area.
No, you don't.
The Saka are a
He
Turkic
knows how many
people who
animals
migrated
live in
from
the
Central
whole
Asia,
forest?
and I'm from Turkey, a country whose roots also trace back to
What
the
if
same
one
region.
had- what if
Before
one of
we
them has
continue
birth?
with the documentary, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this project and explore how closely I'm connected to these people. I received this at except Turkey. A solid catch.
You got a hair.
That wasn't my best work, bro.
A very big one. Quite enough for all of us to eat.
It wasn't the trap that killed it. The freezing cold did as he lay there, stuck and helpless.
So, the nature has no joke here.
This trap is smaller than the one we set today. I'm curious to see what the next catch will be. But for now, there will be meat on
Yo,
the
he
fire
wasn't
tonight.
lying. He really does know where all the
In
animals are.
Oymyakon, there are a lot of hares. During the war, it was actually because of hunting hares that our people survived.
Tamara cooked the hare and prepared a dinner table at her house.
It doesn't have any fat. It's a very lean meat.
Some of
Ruhi eats ass, bro. I'm just gonna fucking say it, bro. This niggas ate frozen horse meat and rabbit flesh in the same video, bro. He for sure eats ass. I'm about putting that shit on my life, gang. He's eating rabbit. I know it's part of culture and stuff like that. It's just different for me over here. I know. But damn, bro. Snow bunnies, to be specific. Yo, this nigga's eating snow bunny ribs.
the upcoming scenes were among the hardest to capture. Thanks to the help of the Olengovs, the leading YouTube channel on rural Russia, we were able to make it happen. At the first light of morning, we come across something unexpected near the house. A giant snake sculpture. It's
Rabbit
entirely
tastes
made of
good? Y'all
powder,
niggas ate
weighing
rabbit before?
360 kilograms. It was built by a local farmer. The region's sub-zero climate also makes pumping systems inoperable. If water pipes were installed, the water inside would freeze almost instantly. Instead, residents meet their needs, such as washing their hands from water they had previously stored in tanks.
Our sink is old. There's a bucket underneath to catch the water. When it fills up, we just take it outside and dump it.
Once again, the absence of plumbing infrastructure means that houses have no indoor showers or toilets. Instead, these essential facilities are built in the gardens, inside unheated cabins. The lack of a sewage system means that human waste remains where it is accumulated. Since waste freezes, reaching up to need to put on a lot of clothes, and they must be fast to not get frozen. Using these toilets is never a pleasant experience, but this one is different. It's heated, but the problem with it cannot be ventilated as the cold disrupts the heating system.
So you just gotta smell your
This type
shit.
of toilet is still preferred to be protected from the cold, despite the unpleasant odor that accumulates inside. To bathe, cook, wash dishes, or simply drink, clean water is essential, but getting it is a whole other process that takes a lot of effort. People here collect blocks of river ice and melt them to get fresh water for daily use. Right now you're looking at a vast white blanket of snow, but under there's a frozen river, the only source of water. He's using a chisel to cut into the thick ice.
You have to work quickly if it's cold. Otherwise you'll freeze.
As we carve out solid blocks one after another, we lift them and place them onto the sled.
Yeah.
We've loaded as many ice blocks as a sled can carry.
Our ancestors used to transport ice with oxen.
Nikolai, how long these are gonna last?
I have a big family. It'll last us 2, maybe 3 weeks.
Oh shit.
These huge blocks are kept either in the cold room inside the house or just outside in the backyard.
They put them in a barrel and let them melt, and then they drink it.
The ice blocks we collected together will not only be used in his own home, but also shared with neighbors so they can use the clean water to bathe. In this village, a bathing routine doesn't start with turning on a tap, but with chopping wood. The boy is grabbing a large chunk of ice given by Nikolai, and he's bringing it inside.
Our grandparents take baths for 2 hours. We usually stay for about an hour and a half.
How long does it take for you to complete your bath?
The whole process takes around 4 or 5 hours.
Wait.
We bathe once a week on Saturday or Sunday.
There's so much wrong with what I just seen. One, there's an ice particle that fell off this nigga eyelash
5
mid-interview.
We bathe once a week on Saturday or Sunday.
Second, this nigga just said he bathed once a week for 5 hours. How do they handle pregnancies? Yo, that's a good question, bro. They don't sweat? It don't matter, bro. Sweating is not the only... You can be musty in many ways. It don't have to be sweat. It does not have to be sweat.
The next step is to turn frozen shampoo into liquid near the stove. They're rinsing themselves using a ladle. When they finish, they're dressing quickly as they'll step outside from 60 degrees Celsius to minus 54 degrees Celsius, a difference of 114 degrees Celsius.
See?
After their weekly bath ritual ends, the next morning begins early. It's 7:30 a.m. and children are waking up to a freezing cold morning, still pitch black outside. Thanks to this simple indoor tank, the kids can wash their faces and brush their teeth in the warmth of the house. But for other needs, the kids still have to use the outdoor toilet. Jana helps her daughters get dressed for school. The children wear many layers of clothing for their commute.
Nah, like 6 layers of long johns, bro.
Before they leave, Jana wraps a wool shawl tightly around their faces, covering their mouths and noses to protect them from the biting cold. Now, they're ready to go outside. The walk to school is about half a kilometer. Every winter morning, Nikolai walks his daughters.
He gotta
the school
walk?
remains open in Ormyakon unless temperatures drop below bone.
There's no way he has to walk, bro. Fuck.
Chilling minus 55 degrees Celsius. Below that point, it's too dangerous to go outside. Today, the thermometer reads minus 51 degrees Celsius.
Yo, every day is a snow
As the kids
day,
arrive
man.
at school, daily life for people like Yvonne is focused on survival and hunting.
Ivan has got a lot of animals here. He even has frozen wolves.
He caught this wolf before dawn, about 2 hours ago, in the trap we set together.
Oh, they got a wolf!
It died because of the cold. When it couldn't move, if you don't move in the cold, you die.
Nah, nigga got stuck mid-animation though, bro.
This is a male one. Ivan will sell the skin of the wolf and take the meat of it and make another trap, put the meat in the trap, and he will hunt a bear.
He's showing us his hunting collection. These are the pelts of the foxes he tracked throughout the winter.
Nah, Chet, this is the only instance where I feel like it's appropriate to get like animal fur and shit like that. Usually I think that's like, yo, bro, chill with the fur. You know, but like
Bear.
These bears were killed because they kept attacking my livestock. Every year they come onto my land, and each time there are more of them.
The cold in Ormyakon is so extreme, even the most durable vehicles would fail without proper preparation. If a vehicle is left outside for even a few hours without the engine running, it completely freezes and
So
won't
an
start
engine
again without a
always has
full
to be running,
defrosting
bro.
process.
How are you planning to unfreeze your car?
We'll use a jet heater. We're not sure if it'll start.
Every part is frozen solid. Metal, fuel, oil, even the battery. They start by brushing off the heavy snow that's built up on the car.
The tire has turned solid like a rock. It was
Yeah, I
minus
see, it's
56
flat.
degrees Celsius outside.
The tire's gone flat, not because of a leak, but because cold temperatures cause the air molecules inside to shrink.
So when it heats back up, the car will inflate the tire. Nah.
They are going to install this to heat the vehicle.
We try to close it tightly so that the warm air does not escape out, but stays inside.
That's a jet heater, and they're pumping the heat.
And take this one. It's too cold outside. Because of this, everything needs to be kept warm. Since the car is diesel, the diesel fuel in the tank completely froze. The car will stay like this for about 3 to 4 hours.
If a local is lucky enough to have a heated garage, they can store their vehicle there for months without risking the engine. As the car was being defrosted, we made our first stop at one of these garages.
The door is very well
Heated garage, you gotta be a
open spot
Russian
in this
millionaire to
garage.
afford one of these, is that right?
What is that? See the walls, layer upon layer, and there are pipes here to heat the garage.
We heated the car for 3 hours. Now, we're going to try starting it.
The accumulator is installed.
3 hours?
And the oil level is checked using the dipstick.
The first time he opens the door.
Great!
This vehicle brought back.
So what? So if you don't have a heated garage, you just
Now
keep
we'll
it,
try to leave the place.
you just keep the car on forever?
In Ormyakon, survival isn't about conquering nature, but about living in harmony with it. Guided by ancient shamanic wisdom, the Yakut people don't fight the cold. They respect it and endure within its rules.
Look, the temperature does not rise at all.
Here, even the cruelest winters are met not with fear, but with ritual and the unshakable belief that nature gives as much as it takes. This isn't just survival, it's coexistence. Huge thanks to my dear friend Turgut Ekim, who was with me every step of the way during this journey. He also filmed a video in Ormyakon where he accepted an extraordinary invitation from a local family and captured daily life in this freezing village. Also, while filming with Turgut,
This is why you can't bring niggas anywhere, bro.
we jumped into a frozen river at minus 55 degrees Celsius. One of the most extreme experiences of my life. If you want to catch this unseen footage of the journey and get a much closer look at the region's culture and traditions, click here to watch his documentary.
Why? Why?
My mental strength intact. My brain is telling me that I should run away right now.
Yeah, that's
But
a
I
smart
have to
brain
do
you
it.
got, bro.
When I got into the river, my body released so much dopamine to survive that it made me scream.
Enough! No, not enough! Let's go! Enough!
The moment I stepped out of the water, reality hit me again. Until my body warmed up, I felt an intense...
Yo, being wet in this environment, yo, just so you know, anytime you're wet and it's cold, every water droplet on you starts to freeze, okay? Which is not a big deal if you're in like normal cold, like, you know what I'm saying? But when you're in this cold, this nigga's gonna freeze, but he's about to turn into a fucking icicle. He's gonna look like a Silver Surfer.
stinging all over, as if hundreds of needles were piercing me every second. My whole body feels like it's being pricked by needles, but at the same time, it also feels good. It's a strange feeling. I've been stressing myself all morning thinking about this moment.
Nah, he has courage. I'll be honest, I don't. You know me, I'm pretty good with cold stuff, but I don't know if I can do that, bro.
I can probably run a good distance if I want to. When I tried to bring the shorts to the car, they froze. That's how you can understand how cold it is outside.
Don't break it, please.
Okay.
Thank you for watching our documentary. Stay tuned for the next. I am unable to talk.
You are really tongue-tied, by the way.
Dude, something's wrong with my lip. I can't feel it at all.
Let's go then.
Go inside.
I will
This
say,
thing's so
I'm not
stupid.
backing down. Thank you for watching our documentary.
Nah, W video, Rudy.